What's up, BuzzKlub? We are back. I am here with your Royal Highness herself, Jerusalem's soul princess. Her name is Hadar Binyamin, and if you don't know about her, you will. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Hadar.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you, Hadar?
It's great to be here.
I know, it's great to have you on the BuzzKlub. Thank you for coming down.
Oh, thank you for having me. My name is Hadar, and I'm from Jerusalem, and I'm here to sing R&B. That's what I do. That's what I love.
That's what you love. Okay.
Since you came into my life, I couldn't stop thinking about you. When you smile at me, I light up. The joy you give me, indescribable. Feel like I found the one who I could share my life with. Love is greater than I thought. It's more than just a dream. Yeah, this is real. We've been through all the hard times, still going on and growing strong. There's no one to replace you. I know it could.
Okay, how old are you, Hadar?
I'm going to be 25 this weekend.
Okay, so you're basically telling me that you're a Pisces. So,
I'm a Pisces.
So we have another Pisces out there. Everyone knows Honey is a Pisces. When's your birthday?
March 17th.
I'm March 19th. So we have birthdays coming up. Happy birthday! Yay.
Yeah, happy birthday. Yeah, no, it's actually, it's pretty great to be a Pisces. We just spoke about it.
Do you really feel like you are like a Pisces the way they say it in the books? Do you have those attributes?
I definitely think I'm a Pisces. I'm very dreamy. I'm very artistic. I'm very creative, very in my own head.
Yeah.
But you know, the adult Pisces in me has become more business focused and more driven, and a little less scattered. Yeah,
a little less scattered. But sometimes scattered is good because that's where all our creative energy comes from.
Absolutely, absolutely. The creative energy and the drive, and I think it's important to be led by your dreams.
Absolutely.
And I think Pisces kind of sets the ground for that.
Absolutely. So shout out to all my Pisces out there. You know who you are. So Hadar, tell us a little bit about your journey from Jerusalem to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in the United States. Wow! Like, how did you even get here?
I know it's a little bit of a crazy story, but when I was little in Jerusalem, I used to listen to a lot of pop, rock, Middle Eastern music, Israeli music, whatever that's popular there at the time. And there was a little bit of MTV Europe and a lot of these little things. And every time some R&B joint would come on, I would be instantly drawn to it.
Wow.
So as a kid, I kind of started discovering it from an early age, and it ended up in high school when I had an internet that I would research R&B artists like Brian McKnight, Luther Vandross, and that's what I'd be jamming to on the field trip when they were listening to rock.
So that's like my next question. I was going to say, like, you know, who were your musical inspirations?
Right, so I'll definitely say Alicia Keys, Brian McKnight, Luther Vandross. I'm old school. I love Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
I love DeBarge.
So you like the deep lyricists. You love like the deep R&B artists, you know?
I do. I really think, I think about music in general that you really want to, I'm drawn to artists that tell you a story. That take you on a journey in their songs. Stevie Wonder is a great example for that. That can actually deliver a song, not just vocally, but you know, that have the whole package, and I'm definitely drawn. But of course also, you know, the divas, Celine Dion, Whitney Houston, Christina Aguilera.
Yeah. The voices, those are big voices.
The voices are definitely an inspiration, and as a vocalist, you definitely want to aspire to, you know,
to kind of push yourself.
Absolutely.
Vocally, So like, who are you listening to now, like on your iPod or, you know, on a day-to-day right now, like current artists?
Oh, well, actually, I've become really spiritual, so I listen to a lot of gospel now.
Really?
I know, and
that's so funny because, you know, it's so crazy because I've been like getting that kind of spiritual lately too. I don't know what it is with the universe, you know. It's like we're probably feeling like we got to connect more to the spiritual world to really make these things happen in our lives that we want.
I believe it. It centers me. It calms me down. It's a great way for me to pray. To pray because it's kind of a prayer that is is in a style of music that I relate to.
So who are some of your
CeCe Winans,
really?
Kim Burrell.
Wow, yeah.
You know, and those are, you know, big voices and big inspiration. Yolanda Adams.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of that, but I also listen to, you know, I listen to a lot of classic R&B, you know, but I also got into K. Michelle lately.
K.
K.
Michelle is like low key. K. Michelle hit this. She's another Pisces. Shout out to K. Michelle.
Is she a Pisces?
Yes, she is. And that's why I say, you know, she seems so crazy to people, but I like real artists. You know, I like people who like have real situations and write about real stuff that I can like, relate to through the soul. You know, have you heard Solange Knowles' EP True yet?
I haven't.
I think you should listen to it. I think that she's a very excellent songwriter, and I'm always also interested in people who write their own music because I can like through the experience we know like this person's been through this. You know, this person is writing about something they've seen or felt. Do you write all of your own music?
I write all of my own music. I'm now going to start collaborating with some songwriters just to get inspired. I think it's good to collaborate and see other people's creative work. But I definitely write my own music, and absolutely, I really think you need to sing about something that you're going through because otherwise people are not going to relate.
Absolutely.
In the end of the day, we all go through the same stuff.
Exactly, because I mean, I think some of our favorite musicians, we love them because they're open to us, you know?
They're open to us, and this is what, just like you said, this is what I love about K. Michelle. She is just raw, she's out there, and she makes no apologies, and her truth is her truth, and her pain is her pain, and I believe her.
How Many Times is one of my favorite K. Michelle songs, and I was like, she ripped it. I'm like, are y'all sleeping on K. Michelle? But for a while, I mean, I remember hearing her music like 2 years ago, and I was like, then I didn't hear anything for a while, and I was like, I'm glad that she's coming back out. I just want her to stay away from the drama, you know. And in this industry, you know,
I heard she left Love and Hip Hop now, so
that's what they say.
So I think it's good for her.
It's good for her,
and to inspire us more.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, at what age did you start singing?
I started singing at about 6 or 7. Yeah.
So at what age did you think, I'm going to take this professionally, I'm going to take this seriously?
Okay.
When did you decide that?
Well, I decided that from a very early age. I knew there is a choir that I want to get to that is considered in Jerusalem, you know, the best place to be trained as a vocalist. And that was the Encore Choir. And it's a choir you start once you're 13 years old, once you start junior high, and I knew that's what I aspired to be, and I always knew I'm going to be a professional singer. That was always my dream, and I was driven by that. However, in Jerusalem, the main way to pursue music professionally or to be trained for it was in classical music. So I'm classically trained.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you're very diverse, you know. Wow. Okay, listen, this is like blowing my mind, you know, that you're so young and you're so ambitious, and like you love R&B, you know, and people are saying like R&B is dying out, you know, real R&B. How do you feel about that? It's such a risk to choose R&B versus going pop for your career.
Right, and to be honest, I do want to do some pop tracks. I think pop music is important, and I love it as well. But the statement that R&B is dying out, I completely do not accept that. I think a lot of people relate to it. I think there is a market for it, and ultimately, I think what separates R&B from pop is the fact that it's so soulful, and it's so, and you know, it speaks to your heart. It speaks to your soul. It's smooth and it's sexy, and I don't think anybody will ever 100% want to give that up. You know.
No, I don't. I listen to Motown. I'm such an old soul. Like, I love R&B. I love the 90s R&B too. I think the 90s gave us the juice of it, you know, like it was like, oh, this is so good, you know.
I agree.
The Drew Hill, all those old things, you know, from that time. It just brings you back to like your childhood, you know.
Absolutely.
Sitting in your room thinking about the boy that you like, you know, singing Brandy songs or whatever, you know, like that moment, that time, you know, it's just, you were just so vulnerable, you know, and R&B helped you to find your film.
Absolutely, because these people spoke from their heart.
Absolutely.
And the melodies were not as simple, were you know, were deeper and soulful. Yeah.
And I see, like a lot of my Pisces out there, you have great style. You look amazing, fabulous.
You.
Tell me a little bit about like what influences your fashion.
Well, you know what, Philly really influenced me a lot. It really helped me to, you know, to go to edges, you know, that I wouldn't do in Jerusalem.
Absolutely.
Jerusalem is, you know, let's face it, it is fashionable, and Israel is a great country. We have a lot of cultures, a lot of diversity.
Shout out to Israel.
Shout out to Israel, and a lot of fashion. However, Philly allowed me to push the envelope just a little bit, because Jerusalem is slightly more conservative. You know, so I got my whole, so it does affect me, but in different times of my life, I was definitely influenced by different things.
Yeah.
In Israel, there was a time where I was wearing a lot of shawls and a lot of shanty, and Zen type clothes. And right now, I'm getting, I'm grown and I'm getting into my sexiness.
Yeah. And I think that people mistake, being sexy for slutty or ratchet. I think there's a fine line between sexy and sophistication. You gotta merge that a bit,
Absolutely.
You don't look slutty. You look very sexy.
Thank you so much.
And as we get, we're in our mid-20s, and we're coming up there, and it's like we're allowed to do that. We're allowed to, be a little bit on edge a bit.
We're allowed to be feminine. We're allowed to be ourselves. I think that I think it's so important, and I think ultimately, the girl makes the look. The look doesn't make the girl. If you carry yourself,
quote that.
Quote that. If you carry yourself in a certain way,
absolutely.
And if you're nice, polite, articulate, and if you carry yourself in a classy way, you're always going to be classy.
Absolutely.
Of course, I think it's important to take risks in fashion, and sometimes we become fashion victims, but that's what's fun about it.
Oh, honey, I know. Okay, everyone does not always love what honey has on. Okay, but it's okay because I love it. And it's important to be true to yourself.
There you go. And that's what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to push the envelope, be true to myself, but ultimately stay classy. Stay classy, and I think being feminine is important.
Absolutely. I think that's dying out a bit. Being feminine. I think everyone now, a lot of young people, the generation coming up now, it's all about, having that boyish, androgynous look or being a little bit more grungy. And it's like, that's fine, I guess if it's a phase that you're going through. But I believe that women in general should embrace their femininity,
Absolutely. And I think those teenagers, as they grow, older, females understand that they want to embrace the curves and they want to embrace who they are. And
absolutely. I love silhouettes and I love dainty dresses, but at the same time, sometimes I do just want to have a ripped pair of jeans on and a t-shirt, but no matter what, I love feeling like a woman, Oh,
absolutely. There's
that perfect lipstick,
that little skirt.
That little skirt that blows in the wind on the first warm day of spring. That thing, that drives men crazy, that makes them look twice when you walk down the street.
Absolutely. So, that's what makes you a girl, and that,
enchanting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I read on your bio that you're really involved with the Jewish community in the States here. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes. Well, the first time that I actually got to the States was to volunteer, at the Jewish Community Center in Florida, actually, teaching Israeli culture and music. So, being involved with my people and bringing some of Israel and the diversity into the Jewish community in America is something that was always very important to me. So, as, I moved along, and while I was doing music, it was really important for me to get involved with that. So I performed at Jewish community centers in D.C. and Virginia, in Greater Washington. And right now, I perform for the consulate here in Philadelphia, and it's really important for me to give back and to bring some of my Israeli Jewish roots into Jewish America. I think it's really important, and also as an artist. As an R&B artist, I think it's important to have diversity, and I'm proud to represent where I'm come from.
Absolutely. Yeah. Listen, you have made some great songs, and I was looking on YouTube, and I was like, wow, she has some great videos out there. We're about to check out right now your song for Find My Way Back to Me. What's it called?
Bring Me Back to Me. Yes.
Okay, so we are about to check out Hadar's video, Bring Me Back to Me. Stay tuned.
Reminds me all of what was said and done. Where are those nights you held my hand and said, baby, it's you and me until the very end. I will be home for you. You can trust what I say, never let you go, but we'll go all the way. Isn't it amazing how you just ran away? Your fears have won the battle for your happiness. I still remember the way we sat silent. Your eyes spoke louder than words. I couldn't be more alive than what's missing. Now you are gone, you took me with you. Please bring me back, please bring me back to me. city lights blinding me. Suddenly it's so bright, surrounded by emptiness and nothing's right. Flashing through my eyes, the image of your face, repressing thoughts of your embrace. Running away from my dreams, and all I know, I need to find the lesson here, move on and grow. My faith is all I got for now, because I still love you and I don't know how. Still remember the way we sat silent. Your eyes spoke louder than words. I couldn't be more alive, found what's missing. Now you are gone, you took me with you. Please bring me back, please bring me back, bring me back to me. I wish I could turn time back around. So much pain and you don't make a sound. If you ever loved me, you'd be here. My world is so dark now, but I know it would get clearer. I still remember the way we sat silent. Louder than words. I couldn't be more alive, found what's missing. Now you are gone, you took me with you. Please bring me back, please bring me back, bring me back to me.
Hadar, that was such a strong song. Like, what influenced that for you?
Thank you. You know, that song came from a really hard time that I had actually here in Philadelphia, being far away from home and trying to find my way, and of course a heartbreak that left me alone. But I think that, you know, that those are the time that make you stronger, and those are the time that build you as a person, and ultimately inspired me to write. So I don't regret it, and it turned out to be a really good song. So.
Yeah, I like it. I liked it a lot. I was like, look at this girl. I'm like, she's like really, you know. I'm like, wow, like everyone can like think of a moment when they felt heartbreak, you know, when they felt like they didn't even recognize themselves, you know.
I really felt like I lost myself.
Yeah, in the relationship.
Absolutely, and I think in all of my songs, what I'm trying to do is always send a positive message in the end of it, because it's easy to write about despair, and it's easy to write about how hard life is and how, you know, how wrong somebody did to us. But it's important for me to always say, okay, let me look into my soul now and see, you know, how to come out of it, you know, and how to come out a better and stronger person. And Bring Me Back to Me is just about that. It's about how do I bring myself, it's basically me praying to God, how do I bring myself back? How do I get the me that I used to know?
Yeah. I mean, can you give us a little bit of advice about people who are struggling to find themselves after, you know, losing heartbreak, or people who are just, you know, they're looking for love? What kind of advice would you give?
I honestly think that, and I know this is a cliche, and I know a lot of people say that, but I think it's really important to love yourself and to get to know yourself. Ultimately, being alone, and especially being far away from a home, makes you understand how much you need to explore yourself, and it pushes your limits. So to get into a good, stable relationship, I think it's important to really know yourself inside, so you can love someone.
And we kind of talked about also respect, having respect before you even try to date someone. Like, do you respect this individual? Because I think a lot of times what happens when people get in relationships is that they cross the line, you know. They cross the line in how they speak to the person, they cross the line about how they treat the person, then they call it love. And it's like, you know, if you respected someone, there are certain things you just wouldn't say, there's certain things you just wouldn't do. You think twice, you know, before you do
Absolutely.
those things.
I really think that, you know, sometimes love is not enough. If there is no respect, there is no love. And if a person doesn't prioritize you properly or doesn't treat you right, it doesn't matter how many times they're going to say that they love you and how much they're going to say they're going to make it work. If ultimately actions don't speak louder than words, and you know, it's not worth anything. So respect is definitely a big part of it.
So, like, can you tell us a little bit more about your big plans for 2013? Because obviously you're a rising star, and we are excited to see more of, you know, your music, hear more of your music, and see more of the work that you do, your videos and your presence. You know, just can you tell us a little bit more about what's going on?
Yes, I'm very excited to say that I have a few shows coming up with the Jewish communities. One is this upcoming Sunday, March 17th, with the Bnei Zion Foundation.
On your birthday.
On my birthday, yes, I'm going to perform my birthday birthday, but it's for a great cause. It's for a charity, and it's fundraising for a special cause in my country. So I'm happy to do that on my birthday. There is nothing greater than to give back. So I have a few shows coming up with the Israeli community, and I'm excited to announce that I'm working on a new project, on a new album, and I'm working with a few. I'm going to talk about it when it's time to talk about it, but I'm definitely working on a new project. Hint, yeah. I'm going to release it, in the fall, and it's going to be R&B pop with a little bit of Middle Eastern influences.
Ooh, I love it.
And some Hebrew.
And I love Middle Eastern food, by the way. The Marrakesh. In DC, have you been?
Yes.
Love it.
I love it.
I'm an international girl, baby.
Oh, I know you are. I'll take you to a great falafel place.
Oh, good. Okay. You heard it first. Don't tell me things and take it back.
Hey, I don't play. I know how to eat well. So
what are some of your great places to eat in Philly?
Oh, there is a great restaurant called Zahav. It's an Israeli restaurant. They serve home-cooked Israeli food in a gourmet style, and it's fabulous.
That sounds delicious.
Yes, so we should definitely check it out.
We definitely check it out.
We will.
Thank you so much, Hadar, for coming on the show. But before we go, I have to ask, can you grace us with a little acapella so that we know how it goes down for real?
Sure. One last cry, before I leave it all behind. I gotta put you out of my mind this time. Stop living a lie. I guess I'm down with my last cry.
That's so sweet. Like an angel. It really is. Oh my God. Thank you so much for coming on our show.
Oh, thank you for having me, Bintu. It was great.
And you know what? Good luck for everything. But you'll need luck because guess what? The universe is on your side.
Oh, amen. Thank you so much. Hi, I'm Hadar, Jeruselum Soul Princess, and you're tuned in to the BuzzKlub.
And now, it's time for everyone's favorite girl to speak, Honeybee, because the girl is so sweet.
Welcome back, everybody, to Honey Says. Thank you for joining us today. Usually we get a lot of letters from females, but today I got a really interesting letter from a guy. And thank you, first of all, fellas, for writing the BuzzKlub. It shows that you guys are really supportive and, that you do have, issues in love and you do have a lot of things going on. It's not just the women out here who feel. So thank you, men, for supporting and writing. Okay, so I got this letter from a guy, and I think that you guys will find it very interesting. Dear Honey, recently I've developed strong feelings for a girl, and she's been sharing those same feelings. We have gone out on a couple of dates, and we have even kissed. There are a couple of issues surrounding this relationship that I'm having issues with. The first one is she just got out of a 2-year abusive relationship. I realize that I may be a rebound, but for some reason I have this feeling that we are sharing more than that. I'm here for her when she needs to talk, and I give her advice when she needs it. Do you think that it is the right thing to do? Second, her best friend is my ex-girlfriend. And we haven't dated for about 4 years. I guess her friend has developed feelings for me again, but I'm not returning those feelings. I just want to be friends. Should I talk to my ex-girlfriend about this issue? With the permission of the girl that I currently have feelings for, of course. Or should I leave it alone? Whoa, that was a mouthful. Are you serious? First of all, everyone needs to relax in the situation, okay? It's just a lot going on. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of directions, all right? Let's tackle the first thing. Okay, so, no, this is the first thing. The girl that you now like is the best friend of the girl you used to date. If you were with the last girl, especially in a real relationship, I definitely think that instead of worrying about the girl you now like being offended about you discussing, should you date her with the ex-girl, you should worry about the ex-girl, how she feels. When you have serious relationships, the least thing that I feel like we all deserve is respect. That's like the bare bottom. First, respect, I feel like it's being disrespectful to now project some feelings of love on somebody that probably was around so many times in your last relationship, and they're friends. I mean, there's so many people in this world you could date. There's so many people out here, You know, why? You know, why her? You know, ask yourself, is she just the one? Is she the one that you want to be with for forever? Or is it just something fleeting, you know? Do you really want two friends to go at it over a man? Because, especially if you're saying that the last girl that you were with, she still likes you, because you said you, I guess, as if you don't know. Don't play that game with Honey. I guess. You know what she likes you. You just don't like her. You like her friend. So you're trying to be like this, but you're like, hey, listen, get it together, you know? Maybe you guys both are just vulnerable. You're in a vulnerable place. You're probably just lonely. You know, she's out of this 2-year relationship. She's feeling loved by somebody, anybody, you know. Take your time. Really think this through, because I think that there are a lot of things that can go wrong with the situation. Not only could you be, you know, even if you feel like she's the one, she may not feel that same way about you. She's obviously telling you, you know, that she's not feeling, she's showing you, you know, and because she's not with you, the new girl's not dating you, it's not your girlfriend now. If she really wanted to be with you, she would be with you, right? So at the end of the day, do you want to put yourself out there for someone who's battling some other feelings after just leaving an abusive partner? I think that you should take some time to really assess the situation. It's your choice. Thanks again for tuning in to Honey Says, everybody. Right? You already know the email, teamhoneybee@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at the BuzzKlub. That's Club with a K. See you next time, Honey Says. For questions, comments, letters, and show inquiries, email us at teamhoneybee@gmail.com and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the BuzzKlub. Don't just talk about it, buzz about it. See ya! Next time on the BuzzKlub. Oh my God. So like, okay, first of all, so all your names have aggression to it in a bit. Like, what's the whole catch about your name? Be sure to watch more of the BuzzKlub every Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. on Philadelphia's Comcast, Channel 66, and Verizon, Channel 29.